Tear gas and clouds of smoke billowed from the heart of Paris as thousands took to the streets in anti-government protests that at times turned violent. Now, this was the scene just a few hours ago along the Champs-Élysées. You can see it there as protesters set up barricades and set them on fire while police responded with tear gas and water cannon. Officials say 35 people have been arrested in protests like this one right around the country. Jim Bitterman joins me now from Paris for the very latest. And Jim, I know you were waiting for an update from the Interior Ministry in terms of those arrests. Set the scene for us in terms of what's going on. Have things calmed down?
Well, first on that update, it's now up to 130 arrested across France and 42 of those in Paris, according to the Interior Ministry, who we've just been watching on television. Here in Paris, things have calmed down a bit on the Champs-Élysées. There are still a few handfuls of protesters here and there who are relighting some of the fires that they had lit before, but for the most part, the demonstration is over. This is not the kind of Saturday night you would normally see in the Champs-Élysées, especially right after Black Friday, and it's really an eerie kind of a sight. We have the Christmas lights were lit on the Champs-Élysées on Thursday to mark the beginning of the Christmas season. And in fact, today we just saw scenes of violence all day long from 10 o'clock this morning local time to right now it's after 8 o'clock in the evening. So a lot of violence along the Champs-Élysées. Now, we heard from the Interior Minister. He was outlining some of the numbers. He said there are 106,000 people protesting across the country today as opposed to 280,000 last week, so less than half of the number of protesters this week. However, the violence here in the Champs-Élysées was nothing compared to what took place last week. It was much calmer last week than this week. In any case, he said there were 1,600 protests in various places across the country, some of them very small and some very calm, but just blocking of traffic and that sort of thing. And we finally heard from President Macron, who was silent all day long, but he put out a tweet just in the last hour in which he said thanks to all the law enforcement, as you'd expect. Then he said, shame on all the people who assaulted them. Shame on those who voluntarily assaulted citizens and reporters. Shame on those who tried to intimidate our elected officials. There's no space for this violence in our republic. So the president taking a very much of a paternalistic kind of professorial tone, which something that he's been criticized for in the past. We'll see how that goes down.
Hello, friends. This is a brief introduction to be used in all my videos to explain what is the simulated reality coloring error and how it started. So it started researching the Mandela Effect, that is a strange phenomenon where fixed things of the past, when you check the facts, it has changed, videos or everything. And after 2 years researching the Mandela Effect, in the third year I start to record my self videos, and I have led the research of the Mandela Effect with many discoveries. And in one day researching the Mandela Effect, in one of my pictures standalone in my phone, I found it was blurred by pink, and a strange phenomenon that all the images on internet about the same picture, that was Shiva on CERN, the statue, all images was also pink. The next day it started all images of internet to be blurred with pink and green, and after 20 days a strange phenomenon where all the videos of YouTube, on my TV, of Facebook, everything on digital media was on pink and green, but the backgrounds green and people using clothes green and pink. And to confirm if it was a digital error, I asked a friend. In one of the videos she was using the clothes pink and green, and asked if it was true that in that day she was using the pink and green, and she confirmed it. So it's not a digital problem of coloring, of colorization. It's a problem in the fabric of reality. So after that, 3 days in a row with people with with clothes pink and green in all videos of the internet, I have concluded what is the Mandela Effect. Okay, I have concluded that it's part of the errors of the simulation, that it is a simulation. Okay, it's a simulation, it's a dedicated bubble. Okay, so after so much research, I have absolutely certainty of what's happening, that it's a dedicated kind of reality. Okay, everything around you is a programming. And we have now the proof of what's happening, that our videos now, even videos of 13 years ago or new videos for 2018 or 19, are also blurred with the background strange colors. Okay, so the repetitive colors pattern is the signature of that simulation, that error. It repeats the same color on backgrounds and on clothes, or also in objects, the same, exactly the same color, a same wrong color that's not the color we know, the tone of that color. Okay, and also it repeats on clothes and backgrounds. It is still in every video, watching every my TV. Okay, or it's not a problem on my TV. This is my second TV. When I found the phenomenon, I have changed my television. It's a second television. It's not from cable. It's not that problem, because I'm showing you videos from YouTube from different sources. You may check. It's not, you just watch your TV. You will find what I am saying. This is the problem, and I don't know where it will the next steps, but what I have to say now, that I have found the patterns, that it is a simulation. Thank you very much.